Welcome to episode 2 of season 2 of the Super Poopy podcast. This episode is brought to you by my father because he's with us today.
He's with us.
We're gonna be talking about some serial killers and all that fun jazz. Quinn's been really excited about this.
Yeah,
episode.
Joe's dad is also a serial killer.
Yeah,
his name's Ed Gein.
Oh no. But before we
They
get,
will never find your shirt. I promise you.
he's just gonna kill Quinn and take his shirt.
Hey, he's gonna kill me and take my shirt.
What do you guys think Simone hates today?
Creed.
I feel like we've talked about that like 40 times, dude.
Yeah, we did do Creed. Remember, I said
Let's
he's
not
in
do
a
that.
Creed.
Wait. Tame Impala.
Yeah.
They're pretty shitty.
That's true.
He's just got to switch his shit up a little bit, man.
It does the same thing every song, and it's just awful.
Something that's going around in the world today is that 14 Miami Marlins players have the COVID.
Really?
Yeah, the number keeps going up every day. It was like 10,
Whack.
and then like yesterday it was 2, and then another 2 was like today. So that entire team's fucked.
Dude, oh my god. They all got
So like they're still in Philly. Like they can't go to Miami.
They're on lockdown.
Yeah, they're pretty much on lockdown at this point.
Jeez, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, that is ridiculous.
What is this?
But so what is that?
What is what?
This.
It's a drum key.
Oh.
Duh. All right.
Like,
so
I would fucking know that.
I don't know. Who's everybody's favorite serial killer?
I don't know shit.
Um,
I'm here to listen today.
Here to learn
I mean, it depends.
on what?
Like,
On what of who they killed? Where they?
I know that they
their
kill people.
methods.
Okay.
Like, what are you talking? Like, what kind of method? Just like regular serial
Any
killers,
method you
or
would
like
think of.
Either Dennis
talking-
Rader or
Lucky Charms or
Dennis Rader or fuck, I don't know. I'm just gonna say Dennis Rader.
All right. What about you, Glenn? You know any good serial killers?
He's way too far back.
He's just relaxing.
Yeah.
He's not on lunch break anymore. He died.
Oh, that's like me the other episode. 4th of July, I was fucking half asleep. Then I got fucked up.
I came straight back from work. As soon as I came back from work, I got a call from this guy. I'm sitting there like, I need like...
We gotta do serial killers.
We
But
gotta
anyways,
do podcast right now.
Yeah.
Right
What's your favorite one?
I don't remember his name. It was,
What did he do?
Quinn will probably know.
he was very crypto on what he sent. He would send things to the police. And
Oh, the Zodiac killer.
No,
Yeah.
that's it's either the Zodiac Killer or Dennis Rader, because Dennis Rader did the same thing.
Zodiac.
He sent like the cryptid stuff.
I know,
I
but
like somebody that's so full of himself they got sent.
but the only reason Dennis Rader got caught is because he used the floppy disk.
What about you?
If he
Dad?
would have kept sending letters, they would have never fucking caught him.
He's an idiot.
They're, I don't know, not that I enjoy it, but just because I've been doing it for so long into serial killers. There was actually a college course that I did take for social reason. It was a serial killer course. The one that always interests me the most, which is shocking to a lot of people, is Eileen Wuornos, the first quote-unquote female serial killer, which is not true.
No, there's been way
But
more, but
she was the most
known about.
documented one.
Okay.
Yeah, that shit
That's
was
a pretty
wild.
good
I
one.
remember when that came up, dude.
I think mine. We talked about it on the final episode of season 1, but the Mad Axeman of New Orleans.
Oh yeah. Was that
he
was that the Italian guy?
Yeah, he was killing. He was killing people in New Orleans of Italian descent. He's
what's-
not like deemed a serial killer because he only killed 7 people.
Yeah.
But I mean that's still like
But
a
I
pretty
mean,
high
even
thing,
if
but,
you
like,
think about it, like all the serial killers didn't kill that many people.
he was like the nicest serial killer. He's like, listen, if you put jazz on, I won't kill anybody. And he put jazz on.
Oh
and
yeah,
kept his
that
word.
was him, the jazz
Yeah,
dude.
he's like, I put jazz on, I won't kill anybody.
I remember him saying
I
that.
definitely think-
I've heard about that before.
So I mean, we all know about like Ted Bundy and Jeffrey Dahmer and Gacy with like countless documentaries about them. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
think Netflix made a special with Zac Efron playing Ted Bundy,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
everybody said was like the perfect
they
perfect
said it,
fit.
but they also a lot of people were hating on it because they were like, "Oh, why'd you pick Zac Efron? He's too handsome." And these people don't
Ted
fucking
Bundy
yeah,
was
they
handsome.
don't realize that Ted Bundy
Yeah.
was a handsome ass fucking dude, and that's how he got all these women in his car because he was a good looking dude.
Yeah, no.
Then they're like, "Oh, Zac Efron can't play him. He's a serial killer." It's like, dude, read about it, you dumbass.
he's not in High School Musical anymore.
Yeah, no, just because he was in High School
Um,
Musical doesn't make him that he can't be a serial killer.
There was a.
He's an actor. He
there
can
was a
do whatever he
serial- I
wants.
can't remember her name. It actually might have been the one you said, but she was like she's nicknamed the Grandma Killer 'cause she was a grandma. She killed her husband, I think by poisoning, and then she remarried, killed her husband again.
I know who you're talking about. I don't know her name. That's
can't
not.
remember
that's
her
not
name.
Eileen Wuornos,
It's
though.
not like it-
No, it's not. It's not her. But she like the photo of her just looked creepy.
Oh yeah,
And
was she like an old
just-
ass lady?
yeah,
right?
Yeah. It's just because you said there's one going around in Philly now.
Yeah, they found 11 bodies in bags of all women.
That's crazy.
They didn't say the ages, so you can't. They don't say it's a certain age, but they found 11 women in Philly dead in bags and cut up.
It's pretty. It's pretty cool to look at like each serial killer from different.
Like
I
point of
guess
views?
time periods.
Oh yeah.
They all do like they're all like complete like the Mad Axe murder. I think I said what was it, 26 or 36 to 37. He did it. The Zodiac killer is from just a different time. Another one was the Golden Gate Bridge killer, and they just sentenced him last week or something.
Supposedly it's like an
2 life sentences. Like
It's like a cop, right?
yeah,
It was like an old cop.
Because there was a rumor that the Golden State Killer was the Zodiac.
They debunked that a while ago.
Yeah, I know
the
they
Zodiac
debunked
Killer
it.
is one of those interesting cases that they actually knew who he was. They could not prove who he was. And it was proven that he was also somebody that was along the lines of working with the police force. He wasn't a police officer. He wasn't a dispatcher. They knew who he was, but they could never prove who he was.
That's like Ed Kemper. They all knew Ed Kemper, and Ed Kemper literally turned himself in. They were like, "What do you mean you killed people?" They're like, "He's like, yeah, I fucking been chopping people's heads off and shit." And they're like, "What
Ed
the
Kemper's
fuck?"
that weird one though, because he said he murdered over 400 people, and come to find out, he was just a lot of it was he was given false information. I mean, state of Texas, if you get convicted of murder, state of Texas, you're gonna fry anyway. So he fried before a lot of it can be debunked and proven.
Yeah.
He did though. He
But
did go on a killing spree.
he did give them a lot of details on other killers though.
Who?
Have you ever watched Mindhunter on Netflix?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. That's a good ass show.
Who's the? I know they made a movie about it, but I think it was like the Arkansas killer. Like he had like the sack over his head, and it was Arkansas or was it Texacoma? It was the Texacoma killer. He had a sack over. So he essentially looked like Jason from the second Friday.
Yeah.
He just had one eye, and they made 2 movies about him. It was like an old one, and then they remade it.
Yeah.
But he just had like one eye hole, and he went in and just stabbed people in their cars at like, I guess like a lover's point or whatever.
Yeah.
I had to look up the movies, but somebody thought it was Strangers that was based off of, but Strangers was based off the Ketty Cabin murders.
Yeah.
I cannot remember the name. I had to look it up. But one of the killers that my nana used to, I used to talk about it all the time because she would get really into it. Not that it was her favorite, but she would just really into it. Was Jack the Ripper, because of how like how mysterious he was, and like we would watch any.
They also think it was multiple people and not just one.
Yeah,
they think it was multiple
There's so many
people.
like cool theories. Like he was a doctor. He was a female.
Yeah, there's so
the one
many different theories.
He lived
but-
in the U.S. and he went over to
Yeah,
London.
that was another thing they always said.
But Jack the Ripper's fun to talk to her.
They
about.
still had no fucking idea who it was.
Yeah, that's one of those things too. That Jack the Ripper was one of those ones during the time when you didn't have the technology that we have now.
Yeah, they didn't have,
but
like,
also
all that
too,
shit.
he stopped.
Yeah.
They couldn't find him, and they think he got put away for something else.
Yeah, that I heard that too. They think somebody locked him up for something else,
Yeah.
and he just never said
He
anything
never said
about it.
anything, but they also that I have heard too, and it's actually a really good documentary that came out before. It was called Jack the Ripper of New York City, and it was the same way he was killing people in London.
Yeah.
They figured it wasn't a copycat; it was him.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
then again, like I said, there's been too many going around.
Oh, yeah.
So you just got to go with what you want to believe in it.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this, because there's a lot of people that don't consider him serial killer. But-
Charles Manson?
Yeah.
He's not a serial
No, but
killer.
there's a lot of people that like.
He got labeled as a serial killer.
Yeah, but
because
didn't he not even kill anybody? He made the other
he made
3
others,
people
but
do it.
It was one of those the only reason why they made him quote unquote a serial killer is because they can give him life in prison. But actually, they gave him a death penalty first, and then they commuted to life.
Yeah.
That's the only way that the state of California could recognize
Yeah,
the death
yeah.
penalty. for him, so they labeled him a serial killer.
Son of Sam.
Yes,
Yeah, that's another good one.
Who's that?
Who?
the man that killed Disco. Thank God.
The man that killed Disco.
When he killed people in the disco
Well,
era?
no, it's during Disco era. They actually said Summer Sam is the guy that actually killed Disco, because if you would have talked to Nana and my mom a lot before, it was the disco was the height of the disco era, and it was everybody was going out. Studio 54 was
Yeah.
all these other clubs were thumping too, and he started killing mainly girls with blonde hair, brunettes. He was killing brunettes.
Yeah.
They all dyed their hair blonde, and they all quit going to discos because
He
at
kept
the
killing
time
people.
that's the only music that was playing on the radio.
Yeah.
Cops showed
He
up
really
to-
did single-handedly kill disco.
Yes, he single-handedly killed disco.
The Hillside Stranglers. I don't
Yes.
know. I don't know who,
That's another one. He was all right.
I don't think I've heard of that one.
I think he actually eventually did get caught too. A lot of them. It's funny that people that got caught and people that didn't get caught. I go back to Eileen Wuornos. They call her a serial killer because she killed 6 people, but it was proven that 4 of the guys that she killed as she was being a prostitute was out of self-defense,
who?
and they proved it. But
Yeah.
she actually is the only person in U.S. history that got convicted 6 times for murder to be sent on death row. Literally, all 6 of her convictions all ended in her going on death row.
Damn.
Now you can't do that no more now.
No,
you get on death row,
Well,
you're
you
done.
don't, but she got 6 death row convictions.
Jeez, that's
That's
a lot.
crazy. What's it called? The Mendoza brothers? The 2 brothers that murdered their parents and then they went to the basketball game.
Yeah, well, they're not serial killers. They just killed their freaking parents.
Yeah.
They're rich kids that their mom and dad cut their money off, and they got pissed off, so they killed them.
That's so stupid. It's
Yeah.
like, now you're gonna get no money. Like, you're in
yeah.
jail, you fucking idiot.
The other one we talked about was Ed Gein.
Oh, Ed Gein.
Um,
Was that the one? That was the one who made clothing out of the.
That's what
That
the
was the
Leatherface
one-
was loosely based off
No,
of?
no,
Oh.
that Leatherface. This is what Psycho was loosely based off of. Ed Gein.
Oh,
I thought it was
right.
Because
also
they found his mother's body in the house after she died.
yeah,
She was
they,
sitting in the, but they also found skin and stuff. He was doing.
yeah. They
skin.
found like lampshades and shit and all this. They found like random shit that he would like. They found like a belt that he made out of like nipples or
Yeah,
some
but
shit.
The funny thing about Ed Gein is he only killed 2 people, but he was a grave robber.
Yeah.
But he got labeled
So
as a
is
serial killer.
yeah, okay, because I was
Yeah.
just saying, so would we even consider
Yeah, so
him
he
a
wasn't-
serial killer?
he
He
wasn't-
was labeled as a serial killer, but he only killed. He killed 3. They're trying to prove that he killed his brother when he was a teenager, and he.
They can't really prove that.
Because the funny thing about that is the day that he got convicted, his property was about to go up for auction, and it mysteriously burnt to the ground.
Damn.
It mysteriously burnt.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mysterious.
They don't want to.
There's, I can't remember. It's Cleveland. I think it's deemed the Cleveland torso murders at a series of time. I think they found 10 random torsos throughout
Yes.
Cleveland, and they essentially thought they got the guy.
Yeah.
They didn't have enough evidence to book him, and literally that same night, the deputy looked out his window of his office, and there was 2 more torsos right there.
Mm-hmm.
And the note said, "You got me, but you don't have the evidence to catch me." And it was like, oh, what a fucking you are a dick. Like you,
Yeah.
and they never caught him because they got away.
That's like the dude. Was that Atlanta? I think back in like the 70s, that dude was killing people. They searched his car and found like duct tape, rope,
Yeah,
and
the Atlanta
handcuffs.
child murders. It was on
Yeah.
Mindhunter.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
okay.
only got convicted of the 3 adult murders. He actually never has been officially charged with the.
Yeah,
Atlanta
no, they
I still
never
have to
charged
watch
them.
that show.
That show's great. Dude.
I heard
you gotta
it's really
watch
good.
it. And it like really goes into detail like on a lot of the serial killers.
Yeah.
And like they all look like how they did. Like the dude that plays Ed Kemper looks like fucking Ed Kemper.
I
It's
saw
insane.
a documentary of somebody. Well, not a documentary, but like a thing. Like YouTube was like they really
But-
found people to look just like.
Yeah, dude.
But the
And the
Mindhunter-
dude that plays
Mindhunter
Charles
show-
Manson looks fucking just like Charles Manson, and
That's-
he plays just as insane as Charles Manson does.
That's a hard role to.
No, dude, the dude's like all over the place, and it's like he
yeah.
went into it. I think the dude like went like kind of overboard, like when he was like trying to like doing the acting for it. Like he went like too into the role and
That's
like
crazy.
like fucked up his head.
I do love when actors do that.
You ever
but
heard Charles Manson's music?
he made music?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
has 2 albums.
Yeah,
What?
It's like country music.
It's like chill little like folk acoustic
Yeah.
shit.
That's what
Kinda
that's
like it.
he made that. Dude,
It's
he
not bad.
made that. He made that before he did the
Oh,
did
okay.
the murder. Well, he didn't do him. He made Tex and the fucking other girl do it.
What? We made 5 people total do it.
Yeah.
But Charles Manson actually redid the Helter Skelter song from the Beatles.
Yeah.
But he turned it around, and he actually wrote album. He was actually good friends with the Beach Boys.
Yeah. I
Oh,
read
really?
that.
He gave them his album to them, and they basically laughed him off.
Who
Yeah.
is-
Just but he made 2 albums.
So the Beach Boys caused
No,
caused Charles Manson?
No, he
Not
went
at
to
all,
them
boy.
after he made the
Oh,
album.
okay.
Yeah.
Who's Albert Fish? What is?
Oh, that's an old ass serial
I
killer.
just looked at the name right there. I had to
Albert
actually-
Albert Fish. He's fucking old as
What
shit.
did he do?
I forget what he did, but he's very old. I think it was like the 40s or 50s. I think when he was around, or like when he was killing.
Oh, here it is.
What year?
52 murders.
But does
Oh
it
no, that's just the thing.
does it say what year he was active?
I'm taking a look here. Edward Budden, but he changed his name to Fish. Psychotic sex crimes. What? I have to actually look into this. Would you? Because there's, I have to look into that. There's, I remember looking at an article, and I remember I saved it just for this episode because it was like, would you consider these guys serial killers? And there's like the Oklahoma City bomber.
Mass murder, not serial
Yeah,
killer.
that's
it's
a
just
ma-
mass.
that's a mass
They're
murder.
all mass murder because they had the Boston bombing dudes.
But you gotta think like from so
if they never got caught, you'd think they would do it again.
well no, that's not what I was gonna say. So back then it was considered serial killing because they were only killing tops like 10 people, but now it's turned into them like killing thousands of people, so it's not really considered serial killing anymore. It's at this point it's mass murder because they changed the way they do it, and they're going from like, because serial killers would take one person at a time. These people go and fuck up crowds of people, and they have the same mindset, but it's to kill as many people as they can and like try to get away, but like they're not as secret as the serial killers back in the 70s were. Like
right.
they could also the police have way more fucking utilities that they
Now,
can
yeah,
use
they do
now,
now.
because back in the 70s they didn't really have fingerprinting. That came out in like the late 70s, right?
Yeah.
The
The
other-
other, but it's more of the lines. There was a guy with a big bag of glass looking.
Yeah.
Trying to compare.
Yeah,
it
yeah,
out. You can just go to the computer, put your
Yeah, and
finger on it,
and
Yeah, and it
you
just
put it
pops
on the
up.
electronic thing.
The other one, besides the BTK killer, is H.H. Holmes.
Yeah, he had that whole hotel, dude.
Yeah,
that
there's
whole
a cool thing
fucking
on
murder
Hulu. There's a
hotel.
cool thing on Hulu. It's about an hour, almost 2 hours long about him.
Is it? I
It's
have to watch
called
that.
Horror Hotel, I believe. I'll have to look into it. I'll send it to you. It's still on there.
Yeah, send it to
But
me.
H.H. Holmes is
He's fucking
bad
insane,
shit crazy, dude.
He's
Because I remember
insane.
watching it and I was like, this is ridiculous. I don't know what this is.
Well, here's something something makes you really think. Next time you go to your little convenience store to buy candy, especially chocolate.
Damn.
Did you know
Somebody's
that
gonna do
Jeffrey
that.
Dahmer worked for the Hershey chocolate factory in Wisconsin where he worked at, and one of the reasons why they couldn't find other body parts and bones is because Jeffrey Dahmer finally told him that he brought him to work with them in the crusher and put it in when they were making the candy bars.
That's fucking disgusting.
Oh.
I don't even like candy, and I'm not going to eat chocolate bars
Oh,
anymore, dude.
Well, it's like 20 years later. I'm good. I'm eating Hershey bars tomorrow.
You look like you don't need that much.
I don't really eat chocolate.
I know you
honest.
don't.
I like
fucking
sweet
crazy,
candy.
though, dude. Like,
yeah, no,
that's-
that's insane.
that
I never
is-
knew about
They
that.
found the skulls and stuff. They didn't, he did the acid, the 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
acid.
I'm going to, like,
Their bodies
question me eating a Crunch bar.
It never
Yeah,
happened, and he
you're
finally
not. That's
admitted
not crunch,
these-
bro. That's bones.
Are these actually nuts?
it. Yeah.
Why are they
He
white?
actually worked in the chocolate factory. And he
That
did
is-
say
I did
that.
not know
Fucking
that.
nuts, dude. I never knew about that.
What's also pretty crazy is the amount of bodies that that Gacy hid in his basement.
That was his crawl space under
Crawl
his
space,
house.
yeah.
That's
the cross-
difference. A difference between a basement and a crawl
The
space.
crawl space.
Across
and like
Because it went under his house. Like there was the basement, and then there was like an area that he could get under his house.
but that's gotta like stink at some point.
Oh, it did. They
It
knew
did.
it. The neighbors knew it. That's what Jeffrey Dahmer. He on numerous occasions, his neighbors said there was a funk coming from the house. That they actually went to the landlord and the building super and said he knocked on the door and they said open. And they smelled it. And it's like there's something. And he would just say, something died in the refrigerator. And like, oh, okay. And it's like left it alone. The same with John Wayne Gacy. That's a lot of people, as you know, the higher ups, the lower, the mid class, and all that. John Wayne Gacy was
a higher
up.
Yeah, he
The
was.
man was a
he
high-
was. He was very well respected by the entire.
Oh, I know.
community.
Yeah,
And,
they always say that. They always make a point of that in any documentary that he was like,
He was like a very friendly guy. Like
Yeah.
nobody knew he was doing shit. Like,
No.
because he was like a clown that would go to like people's birthday parties and shit. So
which
you're
makes
like,
it even crazier.
yeah. So you're thinking like, oh, he's a nice guy. Like he's helping us out. But no, you go over his house. His fucking like there was 20 bodies.
How
under
did
his
he
house or
get?
something
How
like
did
that?
he get caught?
How'd he get caught?
He got pulled over for something.
No. They went to his house and they actually gave one of the kids that he murdered, one of the teenage boys he murdered, the mother of that boy said that he was meeting John Wayne Gacy. They went to his house to ask him questions. They brought him in to question him, and he said he never saw him. And the cop had noticed that the jacket that the boy was wearing was sitting on the couch at his house.
Okay.
And the mother said, yes, that was my son's jacket. And then once again, it was a smell when you went closer to where the crawl space was at. And
Yeah.
they actually have found 23 bodies down there, and only 16. As of last year, 16 bodies have only been identified. There's still 7 bodies that they don't know.
Damn.
They
really?
think didn't they think there was like a river or river bank or some water
Green River
thing?
Killer. You talking about him?
No, but we'll get him in a second. But like,
That's
they
a
think
nut-
Gacy dumped bodies into.
Oh, no, he dumped all his bodies in the house. He never.
Oh, I thought they said there's a document that said he might have
No,
dumped
he
the body
put
into.
all the bodies under his house.
That's disgusting.
Which is fucking
But the other ones
retarded.
that they're trying to find, because even it was just on one of the shows like a couple years ago that I watched, when the mother said that her kid was missing. But that was back in the 60s and 70s and stuff where people were like hitchhiking and running.
Yeah.
And they didn't know. And she said they actually discovered that was one of the bones that he found.
That's ridiculous.
Damn,
all these
that's
years later.
nuts, dude.
I
Imagine like having to find that out, but like fucking 20 years later after your kid went missing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it's like, oh yeah, he did. Like, that dude did kill your son. And it's like, fuck, dude. Like, I had to wait 20 years to find that out. Like,
Whack.
it's just
that's got to be awful, bro.
the
Like, not getting closure for 20 years. Like, knowing where your kid is. Like,
So you're really good about serial killers, and Gwen, you're just like, what the hell you guys talking about?
yeah.
Joe's
Yeah, I'm
okay
just
with
I'm
it.
just observing.
Yeah.
That's what Glenn's pretty much doing too.
This
He's
is
just
my
listening.
question to you.
What?
There's a serial killer who was on a game show,
Oh, I know about.
I
this
know who
one.
you're talking about, but I don't know his name.
and he actually won.
Yeah, he was on the
it
Love
was,
Show or
it was
something,
a
wasn't he?
dating show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Long hair and everything.
Rodney Al Qaeda.
Yeah, that's I never remember his name, but I do.
Yeah,
remember
no,
His mom
I
and
know what you're
sister-
talking about.
His mom and sister protected him
Really.
for years. His sister knew what it was. Knew what he was doing.
Really? Well, I forget what he was doing because
Because he was a serial. He was a guy who was a photographer, quote unquote. Who did work for the L.A. Times and the L.A. Police Department.
yeah,
And he would go to the beaches where the girls were at and say, "Let me take your picture," and he'd take it, and then he'd follow him. And what got him caught was he kidnapped a 13-year-old girl, murdered her, and they found her body in the woods. And her friend said this was the guy that was there. And they
Yeah.
come to find out he'd killed people in New York. He'd killed people.
Damn.
He killed a socialite in New York.
yeah.
They found out. He's in jail. He's still in jail. He's still alive.
He's still
Yeah,
alive.
so
There's
isn't-
there's no way.
Isn't Charles Manson still alive?
He just died
He
last
died.
year. Remember?
Oh,
Died 2
yeah, he
years ago.
did. Yeah,
2
you're
years
right.
ago? I
He
thought it
got,
was
did
last
he get
year.
released?
No, he
No,
died.
he
He died in jail.
No,
he
he
got
died-
married in prison, but that's it.
Oh, they all got married in jail. Richard Ramirez got married in jail twice.
But
Yeah,
everyone was
no,
freaking
they-
out because the chick that he married was like, I'm totally in love with him.
Ted
People were like,
Bundy
it's
got
fucking.
Yeah, Ted Bundy did get married in
I
jail.
know
The
about that
question
one.
is, Ted Bundy's girlfriend at the time had a baby while incarcerated, and it was his. And there was no conjugal visits in Florida. That the baby was his. And he said in his last
Interesting.
interview that he'd pay the guards off. That's how smooth he was. So he could have.
That is
But
ridiculous.
see, that movie was wrong about a lot of things.
Yeah.
She came down once to talk to him and talk to him only. And when she found out the truth about something, when she moved back to where she was at, she changed her name and she actually had the state remove Bundy's name off her daughter's
Yeah.
birth certificate. She changed her daughter's name, and she won't. To this day, nobody knows
Where she is or
who her
what she.
daughter- who-
Yeah.
That's her in this state.
I mean, especially like I wouldn't want to have that name. Like I mean, I granted it's like okay.
Are you related to Ted Bundy? Yeah.
I mean, like yeah, it's kind of like okay to be like. Yeah, you know, like my uncle was a serial killer, but like at the same time, that's like, why the fuck is your uncle a serial killer? Like,
I don't know how that
He
would
got
play out.
issues.
I don't know
Yeah,
how that
right,
would
he
play
got
out
issues.
in a conversation. You related to Ted Bundy is my grandfather or uncle. Oh, he murdered my grandmother. High five.
let's go, high five.
I can't. I'm kind of glad they changed the name, but like,
Thick and flavorful.
I think you said dick and flavorful.
Yeah,
the
thick and
BTK, the
flavorful.
BTK killer we were talking about. was
Bind,
twin-
torture, and kill.
Yeah.
30 years.
Fucking madman, dude.
30 years.
Isn't
What
that
he
who,
did.
isn't that
That's
who
how
they're
long he
going?
was doing it for, right? Yeah.
Isn't that who they're going after in Mindhunters? Like the whole.
No, right now they're going after. Okay, so they're still waiting for season 3.
They
So there's
got
already.
canceled.
Did it really? Fuck.
Netflix canceled the series.
Of course they fucking.
God damn it, dude!
Wait,
I knew
give-
they
no,
were
give
gonna
it
do
time.
that too.
Give it time. HBO Max will probably pick it up.
It might. Yeah, there are a lot of channels do that. Like,
Well, see, before you go, the first season of Mindhunter is the FBI. It was the two guys that
started it.
gave the term serial killer because when you're watching it, people are like, oh my god, they called them contact killers.
Contact killers.
Yeah,
Because they came in contact.
because the serial killers weren't a thing yet.
Yeah.
it wasn't even a word.
No, they made they made that up. They like created, the term serial killer because
It was this guy. These two guys made.
Yeah, I knew that one.
Yeah.
I remember watching 2 or 3 episodes, and each episode like ended with like a letter or something. And
Yeah,
I thought it
that's-
was supposed to be the BTK
no,
killer.
it's Dennis Rader. That's Dennis Rader.
Dennis Rader? Okay.
Rader. It's Dennis Rader.
Because they kept getting a letter, and they keep trying to find him.
They don't talk about him.
Dennis Rader.
No.
It's just it's either at the beginning or the end. It
It's just a
shows
quick
Dennis
segment.
Rader doing shit.
Yeah.
But then, if you notice in the beginning of the second season, it showed Dennis Rader hanging himself. too.
Yeah. And then, you're talking about on the door, right? When
Yeah.
he's choking himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And his wife fucking comes in. She's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like,
That's
imagine,
ridiculous,
imagine
dude.
walking in on your significant, like your married partner on that. Like, that's got to be so fucking awkward, dude. I think his wife and his didn't he have a daughter, right, or a son?
Daughter.
Yeah, they moved out right after that, and they were like, "Fuck you, dude! Like, you're weird."
Whack.
I was about to say that I saw a thing on Reddit that somebody posted
You want
that
another one?
Yeah.
they the new sheriff
Oh, here's one.
in California is close to setting up a case to arrest the father and the whoever he was.
Yakotsky?
No, he's like whoever. Yeah, the father and somebody else who they're the ones that did the Ketty Cabin murders.
Oh,
He has enough evidence. He's just waiting for
He has
one more
another
thing
thing.
to go
Oh,
through.
wow.
Yeah, and
Thank you.
he's gonna find them, and he's gonna put the arrest warrant out for them.
That's nuts, dude.
I think it's just the father because I think the other dude died.
Yeah.
I think he's dead.
And the other fascinating one.
But
that
they think
I
there's a third member.
find fascinating too, and you might know about it 'cause you knew about Rodney Alcott, is the Happy Face Killer.
Yep,
I think I've heard of him, but
He's a
I don't
truck
know
driver.
he's a truck
who.
driver.
I've heard of it, but I don't know
He
who
was-
his real name
He
was.
was the epitome of living a double life.
Yeah.
He was a truck driver. He was a family man with 2 daughters,
Mm-hmm.
a wife. He went on the road as a truck driver. He was murdering people all across the United States.
That is crazy.
He got busted for 10, but he pretty much knows. They pretty much told him before he died that he killed over hundreds of prostitutes,
Wait,
streetwalkers.
why'd they call him Happy Face Killer?
Because when he was sending letters to the police department, he was leaving
Like happy faces.
happy faces.
Why do
Wait, have you
And
ever
he
seen
got-
that show, The Mentalist?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what that's based off of?
Loosely based off that.
Yeah.
one.
Why?
I remember
Why
that.
do they do that? Like,
not-
obviously, I don't
Like
know.
send-
I don't
send
think you
notes
can
to
do
the
that
police?
now. Like, there's no
Just to
fucking
be
way you can do
fucking
that now and
cheeky,
get away
dude.
with it. Send letters to the police department, get away with
But
it.
no, that now, but that's the way he was, and the reason why he got busted.
Like, a lot of
is-
people do that.
Is they saw his truck pulling out of a truck stop, and in the back corner of his truck was a little happy face.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, that's
Idiot.
got him. Got him. What a fucking idiot.
Damn.
Sit down. Sit down.
Idiot.
You know you're fucked, right? You
No,
don't have any
that's-
evidence against me. You have a
That's
happy
not-
face on your
the
fucking
thing, though,
truck.
Serial killers is, and Ted Bundy was the first one to pretty much
There was nothing wrong with Ted Bundy.
Well, that's the thing. He broke that mold because people thought serial killers was the misfit kid, the guy that's not going to
Yeah.
be around. Not Ted Bundy.
They always thought it was like
socialist.
people that had mental problems,
wasn't, no.
or they were thinking
Yeah.
like
Yes.
a certain way. They
So
always
Ted-
thought it was that way, and then they caught Ted Bundy, and they're like, "This guy's fucking normal." Like,
And here's the funny thing about Bundy. We all know he got executed in the state of Florida,
yeah,
but he got charged with 3 life sentences for the Florida state murders.
really?
What gave him the execution was killing the little 13-year-old girl that he.
Oh
raped.
yeah.
But he has yet to this day, because now he's dead and been executed, has ever been convicted of the crimes in Colorado.
Damn.
They never had a-
He was
Whoa.
going to trial when he escaped.
What
Florida
a guy.
refused to transport him.
Yeah.
To transport him back to Utah.
I don't.
That's
I can't.
that's
Ever-
insane.
and
There's a-
gotten, technically, legally, he's only killed 4 people.
Yeah, because that's
On
all they
paper.
convicted him.
There was there's
Think
a
about
cool
that.
video
That's
on like
wacky.
last meals, the serial killers.
Yes.
I can't remember if it was Ted Bundy, but one of them literally was just like a single pea.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I don't
The other
remember
one
who it was.
it wasn't, but like one of them was like
John Wayne
SpaghettiOs,
Gacy. John Wayne
and he
Gacy got a ton of shit.
Oh yeah, he was
He
a
got
big
like
dude.
he got like KFC, like Burger King or
Mhm.
some shit.
But one
Ted
of them,
Bundy's last meal was steak.
Steak, yeah.
Steak, potatoes, and a strawberry shortcake for dessert.
one of them wanted SpaghettiOs, and he got something else. It's the same thing as SpaghettiOs, and his last words were, "Let it be known that I didn't get what I wanted," and then they killed him.
Damn.
And that's his final words, and I was like, oh, Jesus
John
Christ.
Wayne Gacy's last words before they executed him was "kiss my ass."
What a fucking... You know he was a painter?
Yeah.
And his paintings go for... If you find them...
Yeah, they probably go for a shit ton
Yeah. That's how he's making money in jail.
That's crazy.
because he was also a known serial killer. So if you get that, they make fucking money.
Dahmer
dude.
was on death row, but he didn't die from death row. He got the shit kicked out of him.
He got beat to death with a toilet seat lid.
Yeah, they
God.
did.
But he was on death row. Like, they didn't sentence him to death row?
No, he was.
got
He,
life?
He got life. He was in general population.
yeah, and they fucked him up
You
because
think
they
he'd still be alive now?
if they put him
yeah.
if they put
Yeah,
him
he
by
would be.
I
himself
would think
if
so.
they
It was
put
the
him by
70s.
himself he would be.
Yeah.
It was Jeffrey Dahmer's choice to go to general population. They
They
were
beat
trying to
that
put him in protective
Yeah,
custody.
There's
He
a
said no.
there's a home video.
I think he didn't. I think he knew he was gonna die, so he's like, "Fuck it,
Yes.
I'll just get beat up."
There's a home video with Dahmer. It was like a family Thanksgiving thing. They all came over to his house. Literally a week before he murdered somebody, and like the bloodstains were on the carpet, and he cleaned up everything. And there's the home video for Thanksgiving. He's just sitting there talking with the family and everything, and having fun with like his cousins and everything. But like somewhere in a closet is a dead body that he just murdered,
Damn.
and it's just a happy Thanksgiving. It's the creepiest thing to watch because it's all like distorted because of how cameras were back
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
I mean, it was still good, but it was just like you just sit there and he's like talking to like his 13-year-old cousin or whatever, who he just like murdered an 18-year-old or 17-year-old, and it's just dying, decaying in his room. And it like I was like, that's
Jeffrey Dahmer had his
that's what I'm saying. Dahmer had like family over.
family over in their closet, in the barrel.
It was in a barrel, yeah.
Ted Bundy went on a date with his girlfriend with the dead girl in the trunk of his white Volkswagen Bug.
White.
That's it's just it's like I don't understand, man. That's because I remember Gacy got arrested for something. Wasn't for the murders yet.
He got
Was
arrested.
it weed or something?
No.
It was a drug deal, I
Oh
thought.
no, he when he was in jail before, he was a pedophile.
Oh, that'll do it.
He got
He said, "Oh, that'll do it."
busted, and he was sentenced to 10 years in jail and got out in 2.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's
Same
He
thing
fucking.
with
must have
Rodney.
been a good boy.
Same thing with Rodney Alcada from California. He actually got sentenced to life in prison.
Yeah,
for
didn't he
murder.
get out?
He got out a year later because he told everybody he was rebound and he was okay. He was fine. He literally killed somebody. 2
Do
weeks after
they?
he got out of jail.
Is the Zodiac case like
Still open.
Are they ever gonna like look into it? The guy's gotta be dead by now.
Every police department has cold case files, and that's one of the bigger ones. But they can't. It's
But just to give like the
There's no-
satisfaction to
there's
be like,
no-
hey, we know who it
there's no-
is.
technically not trying to be rude or morbid about it. Most of the witnesses are now dead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They have nobody to go to.
because that was so long ago.
You know,
Yeah.
it's horrible. But like I said before, they know who he is. They just can't prove who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a big difference.
they don't have
it's-
enough evidence.
It's crazy to like, because what I like what I like
I mean,
about
I feel
this,
if like he dies, it could just be like, you know, we thought it was him. Like
Yeah.
we have enough evidence on him, but like just
We
not
just
enough to
can't-
convict
yeah.
convict him.
it's just how intelligent he was with like his messages and
yeah.
like he had to been just a fucking smart guy to do like to lead the cops into like wall after wall after wall after wall and like giving them evidence after evidence after evidence and they still can't
Yeah.
do anything about it and like he knows it. Like he that's crazy to me to think about that.
Well, you go back. You look at Ted Bundy. You know, he got was going to jail in Colorado when he escaped.
But
Do
he
you, do you know that he went to a University of Michigan football game when he was on the? He never killed nobody between Utah to Florida. He
pretty
picked
smart.
it back up in Florida, but he traveled by bus.
that's crazy to
And
think.
a
Somebody
small
sat
car.
right next to him just talking to him the whole time. Like that's but
But
like
he never killed nobody.
like you hear about that like you know that they make a simple mistake. They make a message on a floppy disk. They leave you know a child's code out and they get caught and I forget how Dahmer got caught. I think somebody escaped.
Somebody escaped.
Somebody escaped. But the
Second
Zodiac killer like he made sure he didn't make any mistakes.
Well, there's a good show. I think it's on Netflix now. What's his name was in it for a while. Robert Downey Jr.'s in it, and a couple other people are in it. It's really good. It's talking about the Zodiac. It's called the Zodiac. Watch that movie because they tell you how they actually had the guy in
oh, I seen the movie Zodiac. Yeah,
in the police department.
I thought it was Johnny Depp.
No,
No, it was Robert Downey Jr.
Robert
right.
Downey Jr.
Yeah.
He died of a fucking heroin overdose. The reporter.
Oh, I was
that's
like-
what, you know, that's what they discredit.
No, we didn't.
They discredit this reporter because of his drug addiction.
yeah.
Iron Man.
That's, but no, it amazes me just how smart he was.
can't
Oh,
believe-
you know who we're missing? The Weeping Killer.
Yeah.
You know who that is, Quinn?
I certainly
Who?
don't.
So the Weeping Killer. I
feel like I've heard of it.
Literally look it up. There's police audio. Like he called them and he starts crying and saying how he's sorry that he killed the girl and he stabbed her like 37 times. They went and there she is. She's dead. And he did it again. He called them again. He was crying about it. They finally caught him because they traced the call. He called long enough to trace it.
Yeah, yeah.
And he died of like skin cancer in jail. But like,
They call him the
what a weird guy. Like crying about it. Like like he made the mistake. I'm sorry I stabbed her 30 times. I didn't mean to. Like, what do you mean you didn't mean to?
Shit, when they went to find the girl, they're like 1, 2, 3.
That's him. He did it. We counted the stab wounds. But it's oh my god, it's just been super weird to listen to that police audio 911 call of him just crying that he just murdered somebody and like he felt remorse by it, but he did it again. Like I think he did it 4 or 5 times.
He did it.
Crazy.
He did it 4 times. The girl the 5th victim survived.
Yeah.
But didn't know who he was,
But she reported it.
But she reported, and he called from a payphone, and the police department had decided to lock in all the payphones.
Yeah, they were smart
Wait for a
about it.
Cell phone, and he was calling, and they locked in on him, and they found him where he was at within a 20-mile radius.
But this has been
Yeah.
oh my god. This has
You
been
watch Star Wars?
Like, was that some like split personality shit?
I don't know, man. This has been a pretty cool one. Glenn's been pretty quiet with this one because he's just sitting there listening.
Yeah, Glenn don't know what we're talking about.
It's
I
all
mean,
right.
Whatever listens it says we get on this one, just add 2.
Okay. It's been
Why?
pretty cool. It's
Because
been
me
cool to
and
have.
Glenn didn't have much to say.
We'll probably.
But I'm sitting here like, what the fuck?
We're definitely gonna have my dad on again at some point.
Yeah, we'll have to.
Hell no, fuck one and done with you fuckers.
Oh my god.
He said,
This
"One
has
and
been
done
this,
with you
this
fuckers."
has been great.
Big Joe, one-hit wonder.
His new nickname is Radiohead because he's a one-hit wonder. I'm gonna be murdered next. We'll see you next time.
This is why I love
Goodbye.
your brother more.